freedommunitions.com, your online ammunition destination, presents The High Road with Keith Warren.
We hunt for different reasons, but it's more than just the kill.
First off, I'm grateful to be an American, to live in a country that still has a country like this.
It's about the experience, freedom, passion, and adventure. I'm Keith Warren, and like you, I live for the hunt. This week, the High Road comes to you from the great state of Maine, where we are on a fall bear hunt. Now, this won't be your ordinary bear hunt like you'd see on most hunting shows. This hunt will be a bear hunt using hounds. I hope you watch and learn a bit about how important hunting bear with hounds is and why this particular method of bear hunting is so important to protect. Remember, it should be up to all hunters and all hunting product manufacturers to stand up and support all forms of legal hunting, no matter what it is. I'll be joined by Joe Satterfield, who is from northern Georgia. Joe has been in law enforcement for over 20 years. This will be Joe's first bear hunt, as well as it's my first time to ever hunt the state of Maine. Typically by now, the fall colors are already showing and temperatures have already dipped below freezing. But this year, with daytime highs in the 80s, it may be more of a challenge for the pack of hounds to actually tree a bear. The first thing I wanted to do was head to the range and check zero before the hunt got started. The rifle I'll be shooting is made by Legendary Arms Works. They're out of Pennsylvania. This is a 300 Win Mag, and it's very lightweight. It's a beautiful rifle. I love the finish on it. You'll notice it has a fluted barrel and it has a muzzle brake on it. It's lightweight, and that's the reason why I've chosen it. It has big, powerful punch being the 300 Win Mag. But with that muzzle brake on the end of it, it really relieves a lot of the recoil. The lightweight is going to make it easy for going through the woods. We may have to walk a mile or two to actually get to where a bear would be up in a tree. As far as the ammunition goes, the ammunition is made by freedommunitions.com. This is a 300 Win Mag cartridge. It has a 180 grain projectile. That's an AccuBond. It is devastating on big game animals. This particular load is called Tagged Out, made by Freedom Munitions. She's still zeroed perfectly. In many cases, when you're hunting with hounds, you don't have a lot of area that you can see. That's the reason why I've got the scope turned all the way down, and many times I wind up having to take a headshot. So it'll be interesting to see how this tagged out ammunition performs on a big black bear.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Reconics, Walls Pro Series, Legendary Arms Works, Sightmark, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, and Tannerite. The High Road will be right back. Now it's time for Gear Care, brought to you by the Lucas Oil Outdoor Line.
When I started shooting AR rifles years ago, I was noticing there were a lot of guys with oil and just bathing their guns in it. And I thought, man, that's crazy. And so I found the Extreme Duty gun oil, and I started using it because all I had to do was just put a light coating on there one time and I was done. But I know you use it. Tell everybody why you use it.
Well, last year I set a world record with an AR. I fired 10 shots on 4 targets and right at 1.5 seconds. When I'd get to go practice, I'd bring like a 400 round, 500 round box, oil it up, Don't have to worry about burn off. I can shoot from my practice session. Matter of fact, the rifle would get so hot, I had a portable fan I'd bring out. I'd burn a magazine, set it up on the fan, go out and patch the targets, come back and shoot again. I didn't have to worry about the rifle. I just had to worry about me shooting fast.
Okay, and the thing is, you only oiled it one time.
That's it.
Okay, so, you know, I sit here, and if you go to the gun range and you see guys taking oil and just bathing their ARs down with it, you really don't need to do that. I mean, the extreme duty gun oil will handle it. Just one application and you're done. And the cool thing about it, this little bottle right here, I mean, it's got a very small little needle on the end of it. So if you want to put that in a little tight nook and cranny area, you can do so with it. It's the extreme duty gun oil made by Lucas Oil Outdoor Products.
For more information on the Lucas Oil Outdoor line, visit our website and join us on Facebook for more gear care tips.
Before we get started on this hunt up here in Maine, I want to share with you some thoughts about hunting in general, and specifically about bear hunting and why it's so important for all hunters to band together to protect the future of hunting. Animal rights people and anti-hunters have infiltrated the media and, unfortunately, mainstream politics in our country. By doing so, they are slowly but surely eroding the rights of hunters. We hope that by keeping these issues in front of our audience, we can help motivate you, the hunter, to become more supportive of all hunting methods no matter where they are, realizing that if we as hunters don't unite to protect all legal forms of hunting, we will lose what we treasure so much. Earlier this month, I was in Colorado on a spot and stalk bear hunt. The country I was in had a good population of black bears, and I certainly felt the odds of taking a bear were good. But keep in mind that due to animal rights activists and political pressure, bear hunting in Colorado has been reduced to simply spot and stalk hunting. But if the goal of wildlife agencies is to reach harvest quotas, then why restrict hunters as to how they're going to go after the animals that they hope to harvest? The reason is simple. It's because they're caving to animal rights groups and political pressure. Needless to say, my bear hunt in Colorado was a bust. So I'm hoping that this hunt in Maine gets the attention of concerned hunters to become activists and help protect the future of all legal forms of hunting before it's too late. We're hunting today with Ryan Shepard with Shepard Hunting Company, who owns and operates a full-service bear hunting outfit.
My name's Ryan Shepard. I'm the owner and operator of Shepard Hunting Company, located in the Patton, Maine area. And we specialize in black bear hunts, moose hunts, and whitetail deer hunts. Most of the land that we operate our business on is privately owned, public access timberland. It's very heavily forested, home to a lot of black bears. The way we hunt bears up here in Maine is traditionally we use overbait and also with dogs, with hounds. So a typical day in the hound hunting is everybody gets up about an hour and a half before daylight. We have everybody meet us over in the lodge, and we've got hot coffee on, and each guide takes his client and the hounds out for the day. And systematically we start checking bear baits, and we've gone around the day before, stood them all up, so that when we walk in and check them out, at first light we know if barrel's down, logs are out, that it's been hit. And then some of them we have cameras on, so we can pull it out, check the card and see what kind of bear we've got. And we just basically do that all day until we find a bear to run, or until it's about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we call it a day.
I'm Joe Satterfield. I'm from the northern part of Georgia, about 55 miles straight north of Atlanta. This is my first time in Maine bear hunting, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, so here we are at about 6 o'clock in the morning. This is the first bait site we've been to this morning. Got a picture of a pretty good bear, couple 100 pound, maybe 250 pound bear on the bait. And just heard the first dog open on the cold trail of that bear. They're gonna see if they can get him up this morning and get us a bear race going.
So bear hunting with hounds, I found out, is a lot of fun. It's a really action-packed sport. Lots of activity. We'd put the dogs on the ground. They were trailing well, and you know, suddenly they got the bear moving, and We just needed to get in front of that bear, cut him off, and see if we could get a shot at him. So when we finally got in front of the chase, sure enough, the bear crossed just like the houndsman had said he was going to, but the bear just wasn't exactly what we were looking for.
All right, so the dog just brought a bear across the road there, about 40 or 50 yards away. Pretty exciting, but when we saw the bear, he's smaller than we want to harvest. And now the guys are going to catch the dogs and then maybe go try to find a bigger one.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Pulsar, Timber Creek Outdoors, Legends Ranch, the Lucas Oil Outdoor Line, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feed, and FreedomMunitions.com, your online ammunition destination. The High Road will be right back. Tannerite Binary Reactive Rifle Targets presents viewer feedback.
Hi Keith, my name's Melissa. I'm from the Midwest and in my mid-20s. My friends call me a health nut. I don't hunt, but I wish I could get my hands on venison for obvious reasons. With me not being a hunter, do you have any suggestions on how to get venison? I'm not opposed to hunting, I just don't know anyone to help me get started. By the way, you're a wonderful spokesperson for hunters. Thanks for your show. Melissa, thank you for the email. If you're not a hunter, you live in Ohio, and you want to get venison, they are starting to sell venison in markets around the state. If you shoot me an email, I'll get you a list of those markets that are selling venison. And this is really important because there's a lot of people that don't hunt that would like to get venison. So it's really helpful to be able to have venison in markets for non-hunters to actually enjoy it. Also at the same time, Melissa, get a hold of me, and I'm sure depending upon where you live in Ohio, I can hook you up with somebody that can help you get started hunting. And thanks again for the email. On day 3, we headed out early, and the plan is to check bait sites, hoping to find one that's been hit. This country is known for logging, and if you visit here, you'll likely run into loggers doing their job. The dogs this morning seemed patient as Ryan continued to check the baits. Many of the baits are miles apart, and you'll likely spend a lot of time in the truck looking for the right spot to set the dogs out. This is the 5th bait that he's checked, and it turns out the barrel has been knocked over. They did not have a camera on this bait, so I took a Reconic to set it up. We're checking the track right now, see if they can find the size of the bear that hit the barrel, and then a direction, and then they're going to make a decision whether they're going to let the dogs out or not.
Huh? Ain't gonna happen, is it? No.
Huh?
Go find a different one.
The conditions this morning are really, really good. We have very little wind, a lot of moisture, fog in the air. So it's really good for the dogs to be able to pick up a track and pick up a scent real good. The problem is this first set right here, even with conditions being good, the track's cold.
During the hound season, I've got a good friend that comes out from West Virginia. His name's Brian Cook. And he's got some great hounds. He works with them year-round, basically. He's gracious enough to come up and spend 2 or 3 weeks with me every season, showing off his hounds and what they do. And he puts a tremendous amount of work into this, and I appreciate all he does to come up and give us a hand.
We're just riding around checking baits, seeing if we got a fresh track, letting the dogs out and see if they can pick up a track. If they don't, we can check another bait, see if we can get a fresh one.
Well, hopefully they'll get on one this time. This is the 3rd spot we've actually had a bait hit. It's just the tracks or the scent, I should say, is cold. But these guys are ready to get out and give it a whirl. They're all going sure. And there's no need in turning the dogs loose unless they got a good trail. Right?
Yes, we come in, we got a picture of him. good sized bear on camera here. It's he's hitting around 5 o'clock this morning. So, of course, we should have come here first. If we had some crystal ball, we'd know this is where we should have been at 6 this morning. It would have been a lot hotter track, but now here it is a little after 10. So we're looking at 5 hours old. It's pretty warm today, so that makes it for kind of an old track in the sense of, you know, the heat's helping it dissipate, I guess. So smoke's going out there, cold trailing it out. We've heard him bark a few times, which means he's got a nose full of it, but until we hear him barking a lot, we won't get too excited.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by PyramidAir.com, Liberty Safe, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Shadow Hunter Blinds, and OpticsPlanet.com. The High Road will be right back.
So the next day was the third day of our hunt. We did the same drill again. We were out checking baits, checking game camera footage. We found some good pictures of bears on the bait. Turned the hounds loose again, and the chase was on to cut them off one more time. We managed to cross the bear in front of my rifle again. And this bear, it was a little bit bigger, but it's still not what I was hoping for my first bear. So this wraps up our first bear hunt, my first bear hunt in Maine. It's been a great time. I've really enjoyed, you know, seeing the wonderful country, chasing these bears, and I look forward to coming back again in the future.
All right, we got a race going right now. Apparently there's a bear tree down the road about a mile. They said, get ready. I mean, the dogs have got something going. Still chaos now.
Good shot. I'd say he's dead on the limb right there. Just saying, I can see the blood running right out of his nose. Good job. Good job. All right, attaboy.
Good job,
Good
dogs.
job. Ginger. Yeah,
Get him now. Get him. Get him. That right there is why I love hunting with hounds. You're able to make a very good ID on the animal. You're able to make a good shot and dispatch them very quickly.
There's something about bear hunting that I absolutely just love. I love the way they act. I love the way that they move through the forest. I love the challenge. They can elude the hunter and the dogs so easily. You know, bear hunting is one of those kind of things that it's not for everybody, but for the guys that like it, they absolutely love it. I'm one of those guys that absolutely loves it.
But hunting is one of those kind of things I'm passionate about. I want to encourage other hunters to become passionate about all forms of hunting.
And I know that Maine has been under attack by a lot of antis to try to shut bear hunting down, and specifically bear hunting with hounds down. And what I hope to do is be able to bring awareness to the viewers out there to know that if you're a hunter and you care about your rights, and no matter if you live in Tennessee or Florida or Arizona, you should care about the rights of hunters that live up here in Maine.
And so I want to encourage everybody to unite and realize, you know what, we are brothers and sisters in the outdoors, and we got to unite if we're going to protect the future of hunting.
Like I said earlier in the show, this was my first time to visit Maine, and it's a shame that I waited this long to make it to this part of our country. The thrill of hearing the hounds work and immersing myself in the Northwoods beauty has created a need for more. I will be back to Maine's Northwoods, and I'm sure that when I do, I once again will be with my newfound friends that enjoy the entire hunting experience as much as I do. Because to me, and the next generation of hunters, hunting is not about the kill. It's all about the journey that the hunt takes us on, and we call that the joy of the hunt.